So I want to talk to you today about the relationship between leadership and uncertainty. And I specifically want to talk to you about the relationship of leading yourself when times are uncertain, right? Because before you can lead anyone else, you certainly need to be able to take care of yourself and lead yourself when times are scary and times are uncertain. So I'm a neuropsychologist, which means I'm a clinical psychologist with specialized expertise in the brain. And I'm doing a lot of research into the relationship between uncertainty, leadership, and the brain. So earlier, I was speaking with a top military official. So this is a senior special operations person who has been involved in a number of national security missions, including the invasion of Iraq. He worked for the Joint Special Operations Command, and this is the organization that put together the successful mission that led to the death of Osama bin Laden. So we were having a conversation about what is the meaning of leadership and what does it take to lead when things are incredibly uncertain. So the conversation we're having is about leadership under the most intense circumstances and at the highest echelons of leading. And what he said to me mirrors what I have heard from so many different leaders across so many domains, which is that, yes, when you are involved in these incredibly high stakes, high uncertainty circumstances, you absolutely need to have done the work, right? You don't just show up on the day of the mission and you're like, okay, so what's going on here? Where do you guys need me to stand? Where should I, right? So yes, you've done the work, you know the training, you have the gear, you know the team, you know your objectives, but there comes a point, okay? And I've heard this across so many people, so many circumstances. There comes a point where in order to successfully lead yourself and lead those people who depend on you, you must leave the land of evidence and you must enter the land of faith. In the land of faith, there are no more training exercises, there are no more guarantees, there are no more drills, and there are no more dress rehearsals. And so this conversation mirrors the work that I have done for 20 some years as I have helped people prepare to lead themselves through tremendous adversity. So how do you put yourself back together when you have literally been to war? I've worked with combat veterans for many years. How do you make sense of the world ever again when you have lost your child? I have worked with people who've been bereaved. How do you come back to life when you have lost your business, when you have been incarcerated, when your family will no longer speak to you? The work that I do has so much power and there is so much wisdom, and I am so humbled to do this work. And I think that the reason I even wanted to come on here and talk to you about it is there is such a powerful message of hope. And that's what I wanted to bring to you. What I want you to know is that if there is redemption, when people have undergone the most violent, painful forms of uncertainty, then there is redemption for us all. But in order to do this, you need to understand a couple of things, okay? And so here's the message that I want to bring to you today. I want you to think of your life as having two parts. This can be very powerful work. So in part one of your life, your main task is to develop what I call your bumper sticker identity. So here are some examples of a bumper sticker identity. I am a leader. I am an achiever. I am a problem solver. I am a people pleaser. I am a fixer. I am a caretaker. I am a martyr. I am the funny one. Okay? So this is an essential component of human development. There's no ambiguity there. And because it's essential, it's natural. And because it's natural, it's powerful. The issue is it is power with a lowercase p. Some of us will stay in part one for our entire lives. Even if we're 100 years old, we kind of stay in this smaller identity container. Some people classically might call this the ego. If you are lucky enough, you will have a blessed day, a gracious gift where you wake up one day and you say to yourself, oh my God, Is this all there is? I feel inside of me, my soul is fundamentally telling me that there is more. You wake up one day and you're like, I can't live like this anymore. You wake up one day and the things that you previously checked all the boxes and they worked for you, they don't work anymore. You wake up one day and you say, I am in so much pain. I feel like I cannot anymore, but I will anyway. Part 2 is when you reach the edge of your old self. And what this does is it allows you to confront what I would say is the most important question of your life. Do you stay stuck? Do you stay in your small p power? Or do you journey into uncharted territory? I think that the most powerful question of our lives is at the edge of ourselves. When we say, do I stay here or am I willing to roll the uncertain dice and journey toward what I might become? Okay? I am now at the edge of myself. When I reach the edge of myself, I am now the context. So think about this, okay? Other people's advice, other people's rules, other people's way of doing it, even other people's wisdom. It can absolutely stay with me. I can draw on it as I need, but now the only thing that ultimately matters is my own internal authority. I accept, I hold dear to me things that are consistent with my internal authority, and I let go of the pieces that no longer make sense to my internal authority. Now, I would describe this as an energetic exchange between you and God, however you understand God to be, okay? When I am at the edge of myself, I can no longer post in a Facebook group and wait to get a half dozen replies about what I do. When I am at the edge of myself, I can't run a few statistical models. When I am at the edge of myself, I can't ask old man Google whether or not I should have a third child, whether or not I should leave my marriage, whether or not I should confront my parents about my childhood trauma. When I am at the edge of myself, no one other than me and my relationship with God can confer my inner authority, can confer my leadership. And the reason this is so important is because it has so much power and so much potential. You are now you've left the safe port and you are now in the electrifying sea of human potential and human power. And it is here that you can find radical self-leadership, radical self-healing, and power with a capital P.